Press that filter. No. Hello, everyone. No, here. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Welcome to Brown Girls Hair Live. I'm Shanique.
And I am Aisha.
My daughter, who's just completed her freshman year of college. Woo-hoo. And we are celebrating, and we are on live today because
I am going to be taking down these horrible looking braids
that you have had for how long? Forever?
maybe like a month or 2.5, a month and a half. But either way, it's time for me to
Go.
So, I'm doing that, and we're also going to be talking about my freshman year of college. You know how it was for me. So, I guess I could start from the very beginning of the decision of college. You know, why did I choose to go to Clark Atlanta? Well, I chose to go to Clark Atlanta because I was studying. I wanted to study business, and I knew that. So I wanted to, and not only that, I wanted to go to an HBCU. Yes. I wanted to have the HBCU experience. I wanted to go to the HBCU and be around my people, you know, because I went to a predominantly black high school. So I loved how that felt. So I wanted to continue that in college. So that, and like I said, I wanted to study business, and I knew that. So I was researching all the HBCUs in Georgia because I didn't want to go out of state either. I wanted to stay here, and I actually wanted to go to school in the city because, you know, I wanted to be, because I'm basically raised up in the country, so I want to be around the city.
In the country? How about the suburbs?
Well, same thing.
The country.
I want to be.
I mean, we're in the country anyway because we're in the South.
Right.
You know, most people consider Georgia
right.
the country, so I get it.
Yes.
But you were raised in the suburbs and not in the city of Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to be around the city life, so that's another thing. And I knew that Clark Atlanta was the only it's not the only HBCU in the city of Atlanta because you have Spelman, but I didn't want to go to all girls school either. And Spelman didn't have what I wanted to study, even if I did want to go at that time. So I was looking towards Clark, and you know, I just liked everything about Clark, from the school colors to the mascot to the location, and even the fact that they have a good business program too. So that's one of the reasons why I chose to go to Clark. The next event I want to discuss is...
Why did you know black?
I apologize. We're live on 2 different platforms, guys. But
I don't like Instagram is black though.
Turn the camera off. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so the second thing I want to talk about is that's why I applied to Clark. That's what I just got to talk about, why I applied. Now the second thing I'm going to talk about is my acceptance. So, it was January 31st. I remember this clear thing because it was the last day of January. And I was getting ready to go to school, and then I went on Clark's website and, you know, to check. Well, no, I didn't. Actually, I got an email from them. That's what I did. Mm-hmm. I got an email, and I opened up, and it was basically an email letting me know if I was going to be accepted or not. So I opened that email, and then to my surprise, I read it, and I got in. That's one of the first things I saw was the congratulations. And so I was so excited. I went to go show my mom and dad that morning, and they were excited too. And so I was excited and very grateful because, you know, I didn't know if I was going to get in or not, because last year Clark had over 31,000 or something like that people that applied and got accepted, I think.
No, not that many got accepted.
It was a lot of people.
Like over 30-something thousand applications.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that they did accept.
And I think only like 2,100
of them got accepted.
Right.
And an even smaller amount than that went ahead with the process to be,
Yeah, the camera keeps going.
To be admitted into the school. So I went ahead and took all the steps for that. And the next event that I had was campus tour. After that, I had a campus tour that was scheduled in March of that year, last year. I had a campus tour and we took that. We went down there and got the tour. And it was basically them just, selling us on going to that school, basically.
And we do have like footage of that on our YouTube channel.
Yes, we do.
Of how that was. It was really cool because they had like a welcome team there that kind of did little, what was it, dances or something like that they were doing?
No.
The CAU chants and stuff.
Oh yeah, they did. They welcomed us in that day, and we were in the gym actually. I remember that. We were in the gym and they were basically just, telling us what they expect out of us at that school and all of their expectations and requirements and such. So it was a cool day, and then we also got a mini campus tour as well. And that day, actually, I was able to meet my very first roommate, because she didn't end up being my roommate throughout the year because she chose to go to Georgia State. But that's when I ended up meeting my first two friends, that I had at Clark. And
so how did you, so you were able to meet them in person that day, but how did you initially meet them?
Okay, I initially met my first roommate by, sorry, this camera keeps going out. I initially met her through Instagram or not even Instagram, a poll I did. And I made a poll about, finding my first year roommate. And I made a poll about, just seeing if we were going to match up. And she did the poll. And I sent the poll. Well, first of all, I sent the poll in our.
So wait, where did you make the poll at in the first place?
In Google Docs. I made it in Google Docs.
Oh, okay. So you created a poll in Google Docs,
yes.
And then where did you post that?
Oh, yes, I was getting ready to say. I posted that in our 27 group chat. So she did the poll, and then I saw it was her because I made sure they have a spot where they put their Instagram. So I texted her, and because she seemed to be the most like me, so I texted her and everything, and we were cool. And that March was when we actually met, because that was the campus tour and freshman orientation and everything. So that's when we met in person, and I met my other friend through her. So
I think that's pretty cool that you can actually connect with your potential roommates before you even go to college for your freshman year. I thought that was like, wow.
Yeah, definitely. And also we had a Clark 27 page too. We have a page for each year, so that's another.
So y'all have a class of 2027 Clark page that y'all could go on before y'all even started your freshman year.
Right, that too.
So you can kind of connect with people before you even got to the school.
And the group me was on that page in that description, so that's how I got that. So
okay.
I thought that was cool how they set that stuff up for you ahead of time.
Yeah, since y'all are a social media generation,
exactly.
So that's pretty neat. So you were able to really create a Google Doc poll where you can ask questions to see if you're compatible with another person being in their room.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yes.
Okay.
And so after March and everything, had that fun experience. The vibe was great down there. Then came move-in day. Well, no. Then came NSO, which was in June.
And what is NSO?
NSO is basically new student orientation, where you go get all the information about Clark, and you even spend one night on campus there. And that night was, for our group, it was hectic because everybody wanted to act a fool and run around, and just that little first taste of freedom. So everybody just acted like they didn't have no.
You had some that didn't know how to act.
Right.
They had no home training.
So that was a whole thing. But other than that, and they got removed for they even messed up their chance, but they even got there. So. But,
yeah.
Yes, and it's so. And
how with NSO, the parents were able to go too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. How was it for you on your end?
So, of course, parents don't spend the night, but it was 2 full days of them giving you all of the information possible for your child coming to school. And what I would recommend for parents is to make sure that the key things you're paying attention to, and that would be like they give out phone numbers for everything. So you want to make sure you get phone numbers for whoever their counselor is, the curriculum. You want phone numbers for who's ever doing financial aid. You want to get the phone number for resident life, if your child's going to be staying on campus. And you want to make sure you have a contact for, let me see. The fourth thing I would say is, I guess, emergencies on campus, things like that. But they are very detailed. They give you a whole bunch of information, and you could feel really overwhelmed in those 2 days because
it is a lot, and
it's a lot,
especially for me.
And it's all.
But one thing I can say is, at the first night, because we were spending the night, it was fun that night because we had like a little party, like a little gathering in the student center or whatever, and it was fun. Just kind of, woos off from having a long day for the students. And that was until 10 o'clock, and we had to be back in the dorm housing at 10. I mean, we could move around, do what we want to do, but we still had to be back in where we were staying at 10 o'clock. And, so then we had to get up early in the morning at 8 o'clock. And, of course, they had the students that were over NSO waking us up early, making sure we got up, And it was cool. It was fun. And so that's what happened the second day. And then after the second day, we pretty much went home. Now, some NSOs are longer than others because I know for other schools it's probably a week or longer, but for ours it's just 2 days. It was just 2 days for when I went anyway. So yeah, and it was fun. But it was boring. The only fun part was that night, and actually NSO, that's when I met one of my friends that I was friends with my first year. And yes, that was cool. And it's cool because how we met, because my mom actually initiated us meeting each other, because I was talking to some other girls, because we had colors for our groups, and we had to introduce ourselves and everything. So I was talking to 2 other girls in front of me, and my mom was so excited for me to be around people. So she tapped me, and I turned around, hey, why don't you speak to her? And I was like, okay. I spoke to her, and we ended up clicking more than the other girls I was talking to. So thank you, Mother.
Discernment.
But that ended up being short-lived. But it's still just the fact that we met and connected. It was really cool how that happened. It was for that season.
Right.
So we were friends throughout the year, but then maybe a few months ago that kind of terminated, for its own reasons. But it was still fun while it lasted. Okay. Definitely. So after NSO came move-in day.
Move-in day. We were so excited.
Yes, we were so excited. I was a mix of nervous and excited. But for the most part, I was excited. I was ready to get out of this house and into a new environment.
No, you did.
Yes, I did. So yes, well, at first it was exciting up until we got into check-in, where we had to make sure that all of my immunizations were taken care of and everything. That's when things went downhill.
Oh my goodness. Move in day almost became a disaster. And
it did.
Almost, and I say almost because we had the advantage of home base. Yeah, and what I mean by that is because we live in the area.
You're right.
But for some people who did not live in the area, who came just for that one day to move their child in and was not able to do it, it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
So to keep it from being a nightmare, if you're going to Clark Atlanta, I can't say that for any other school because all schools are different. Mm-hmm. But to keep it from being a nightmare, you have to make sure that everything that they have on the checklist, because they have a whole checklist for you to do before you go to move-in day. So you have to make sure that everything on that checklist has been done. Completed. And completed to the T. And the only thing I would complain about on that is because the thing we had the issue with was the immunizations, because she had already had all of her immunizations, and they wanted the students to all take a TB test. And so your TB test had to show on the paper the doctor writing that you took the test and that it was negative. It was like something very particular that they wanted to be on there. Mm-hmm. So we got there and she was checked off for the first few things. No, she was checked off for everything except that one thing, having the TB test. So, of course, if you hadn't had the TB test, then they'll give you a list of all of these CVS pharmacies that, it's like the drug stores that you could go to and have the immunization. So, by the time, because her move-in time, they give you a move-in time. So, her move-in time was like 3 o'clock that afternoon. So, mind you, other kids already started moving in at 8 o'clock that morning. So, by the time we got there at 3 o'clock and we had everything checked off, it was like 4:30. Mm-hmm. And they were like, well, move in closes at 5. So, we had like 30 minutes to try to run her around somewhere to get this shot. And I was telling my husband, I was like, now, if we didn't live here, and we had a flight plan to leave out tonight, we would be in trouble. And it was some people who were in that situation. Yeah. So we were running around because she had this look on her face because she was like so ready. She just knew it was the day she was going to move in. So she had this funky look on her face like this cannot be happening right now, and her arms all folded and stuff. So I'm like, look. At this point, I'm like, look, it's only so much we can do. We're going to try. We live here. We were flying, trying to get to the CVS. And the problem with that was because we were so late in the evening, other students had already went and took their shot. So they were sold out. Yeah. So like all of the close CVSs to the school within like 15 minutes or so, they were all sold out. Yeah. So then we found this Walmart, but it was a little further away from the school. So by the time we were able to get the shot at the Walmart and all that, we knew she wasn't going to be able to move in that day. So we was like, man. So we went on and got the shot, everything, got that done. So she was like, I'm not going back to the house. I don't want to go back home because my mind was set to be at school tonight. Right. I was like, well, okay, we got something for that. I understand you going through your little issues and feelings. So her grandfather lived only like 30 minutes from the school, and we lived like 45 minutes. We was like, okay, well, you can stay over there with him tonight. And then, he get to take pictures of you and all that going off to college the next day. So that's what we did. So the next morning we got there and I was like, look, we getting in this school today. So we had her shot, we had all her stuff. So how about we get up to the table? Because you know they gotta call your name. You gotta go in and have you in order of how you walked in the room and all this flam and ram. So then the lady calls her to go up. So you can only go down there when your child is down there.
Right.
So the lady called her to go up. She down there talks to the lady and all this and that there. And I see, let me go down here and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So then she's talking about, I see you have the immunization, but this is not, this is not the right one. You're supposed to have this, that, and the third. So I had to take a few deep breaths and I had to pray for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And I, went talking to her and getting her to see and understand what's going on. Right. So eventually we got an understanding. And so she was able to go ahead and sign her off. And then we were able to move in. But I just say, just make sure that you check off everything and you are certain that you have all the stuff you're supposed to have on move-in day. Because if you do not, they will not let you move in.
Mm-mm. So let's touch on when we finally were able to move in. So when we were finally able to move in, I think that was the day that I was able to get my park card. I think I got my park card that day. If not that day, it's probably the first day.
You got it that day.
Yeah, I got it that day, and I got my then after I got my park card, we went down to get the car and move the stuff in. And so of course it was crowded. Everybody was moving their stuff in at once. I went to the front. And when I walked in and went to the front check-in, I checked in and everything, and they really wanted me to dance for the room key. So I did a little, little awkward dance because I don't.
Because, see, you thought they were going to let you get away with not doing it.
Right.
So you just standing there looking crazy. I was like, girl, you better dance to get your key so you can move in your room.
Mm-hmm. So I did a little awkward dance, whatever, just so I get the key.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally got the key, and I have footage of all of this. I'll show you guys. I was filming me walking to my room. I had a first floor room, so it was pretty smooth as far as moving in because we had to go on that elevator and wait, and so we got in the room and spoke to my roommate. And this is not the girl I was telling y'all at first. This is a new roommate because my old roommate, like I said, she transferred to Georgia State because Clark was a little bit too much for her. So she transferred, and then I met that's another thing. How I met my current roommate is I messaged her on the housing portal app because I knew that she was my roommate. So I messaged her and everything. And, we talked and I exchanged her information. So we were talking throughout all of this as well. So when I finally got to the room, I met her. And
she was so sweet. They were like the perfect roommate.
Just like me, very quiet.
And I told her, you were so blessed.
Quiet person. And I thought she was going to be tall at first. That was so funny. I never really told her that I should. But I was like, I thought she was going to be tall. She is as short as me.
They are both shorties.
Yeah, so I just thought it was cool, and I met her. And me and my mom have footage of me putting up my wallpaper and moving my stuff in,
and meeting her for the first time. Actually, because she was already moved in by the time we got there.
She moved in
day one.
Day one, right? So, and my parents waited until maybe like 7 when it's time for the parents to leave, and they left. And I'll probably touch on y'all have to stay tuned because in the second live, I'm going to tell y'all about my first night being there. And I'm also going to talk about, freshman week, which was a whole thing within itself. It was like NSO, but much more, hectic and chaotic. Then after that, I'm going to talk about inauguration. You finally are that's when you are certified freshman, like officially, after you've gone through all that. So inauguration is a very special and sacred moment. And then you also have first day of classes. I'm going to talk about that and how that was. And I'm also going to talk about the difference between college and high school, you know. And that'll be live number 2.
That'll be part 2. So
That'll be part
when we gonna
2.
do that? So it'll be next Sunday.
Y'all let us know when we should do it. Should it be sometime this week or next weekend? What do y'all want?
Because next weekend is a holiday weekend.
Yeah. So.
And we're not gonna be together next weekend. So you say.
Right.
So
we'll
you
see.
say.
So I mean, we'll see. Y'all just let us know.
But our new summer schedule is to go live once a week. What day that's going to be every week might be different based on what we have going on.
Yeah, because another thing, I am starting summer classes too. So
yeah,
maybe I could touch on that, throughout. So,
So there'll be a part 2.
Definitely. Y'all definitely going to get a part 2.
There'll be a part 2. And then you want to tell them you got some good stuff coming next month?
Oh, yes. That's another thing we want to touch on. That we do have some new products coming soon. And if y'all know what it is, just take a guess. I don't know.
Yes, it's going to be for this product line is specifically for
young ladies, young adults, and
moms. So, brown girl's hair is.
And you don't have to be a mom either. This is just what I'm saying. Specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Young adults, and for mothers and stuff.
So we've been saying, brown girl's hair is a mother-daughter brand. So meaning that we'll have products for
the daughters
women and the daughters, all age ranges. So we are rolling out something for the moms this time. Not just moms, but
young
ladies.
Adult daughters, and lazy, if you've grown up
your
watching,
age,
my age,
and my age
through
your age through
your age, yes.
Your age through my age dash your age dash my age,
right.
So we have that coming up next month. We're gonna roll that out, but up until then we just thought it would be cool to talk about how your freshman year went. So because we've gotten so much responses and stuff from the content that we put out
about my freshman year,
about her, so we figured
it only made sense to talk about it.
Exactly. So if you want information early on what we got coming out, then you can just go to our website, bghaircare.com, and just sign up for our email or text list.
So you can be notified first about this new product that we're dropping. Product line.
Yeah, so we're very excited. She's more excited because it's really her thing now. This is what she's always been wanting to sell, always been wanting to do. So she's extra excited about it, so that makes me excited. So it's coming soon. We're working on it.
Yes, we are.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in on Brown Girl's Hair. And this is all hers, so we took the weave out.
Yeah, it's probably like 3
How
braids.
much more we gotta do?
3 braids left, but this is mine, not weave.
Mm-hmm.
So,
not weave.
And it's not even straightened.
Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you go sign up for our email or text the list so that you can get all the information on what we got coming out for you guys. Yes. So thanks so much for tuning in.
We love you guys and see you later. Oh, you do it. You know how to press